All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having some technical difficulties with this thing today, but like I said, if you haven't done it by now, make sure that you hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU OverDrive. Remember, make sure you like the stream, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe. Like I said, become a member of the hottest HBCU podcast that's on YouTube right now. It is a happy but dreary Monday here in Dallas, Texas. Um, been kind of cold, been chilly this weekend, this week. So been raining also. So yeah, we hunkered down in the house, man. Just chilling for today. As you see on the ticker, I got all the games that's coming up this weekend, and let everybody know what's up. If you want to donate to the channel, the Cash App handle is at the bottom also, and you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at HBCU underscore overdrive. On both of them. What up, Sean? What up, Sean? I'm gonna invite you in today, man. So we're gonna keep this a little bit short. Uh keep it short, keep it a buck. So I'm going off what I got going on today. Today is the Monday night review. So yeah, I'm coming up with some different names. I gotta come up with some different names and stuff like that. I don't want to be thinking about copying anybody. And get my co-host in here. What up, Sean?
My bad. What's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Just cold as hell out here in Dallas.
In these streets, man. In these streets.
Hey, bro, I can't be in these streets, man. Shoot, I'll be at the job. So,
Yeah, man. Man, where's your co-host, man?
man, I don't. I think he had something to do today. I think he had something to do.
I
But
seen
hey,
him all day. I seen him all day, bro.
hey, man, I'll leave the co-host out of it. But you the other
Tell it on
co-host too. You, if he ain't on here, you on here.
the
Hey, it worked. It worked both ways. What's going
both
on with
ways.
you?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Y'all, yeah, hey, y'all was turning up the
So,
other day, though. I was tapped in.
hey, Saturday it was, man. I ain't know what to think of. That was one of my best shows that I think I had in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We got
I
new person back in 1998. What's going on? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, my brother.
Yeah, I think that yeah, I was on par on that, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that I probably would have just added to it, man, was the fact I just felt like Coach Prime was he let his foot off the gas. Like earlier on in the game, you across the 50 and you elect to not go for a 4th and 6 and punt.
Yeah,
And you did that several times in the game. You know what I mean? That was an indicator to me that it wasn't about him trying to run the score up like last year. He was being more conservative, and he was like, we just gonna punt and play good defense because
right.
he kept giving A&M chances. And the truth of the matter for me is this: uh, he goes for it, he gets it.
Yeah,
It's 4th and 6. He goes for those 3 or 4 times where he had those short yardage 4th downs and he elected to punt. He gets.
yeah,
So I just think that he was like, you know what? I'm not trying to run the score up. I asked the brother in good faith. You know what I'm saying? Well, get over that little hump with the brother in good faith. Turn the corner. I think that was more so him providing a gesture to Maynard. But at the same time, the game plan was structured the way that Maynard and them wanted to go. It's like, look, we're not going to throw the ball a lot. Let's see if we can just pound these guys in the middle of their defense or get, some little off tackle because their defensive ends are playing like a wide 9 technique in certain
in certain
formations.
yeah,
Right. So when we get the double, listen to me. When we get the double A gap blitz, let's run off tackle. the defensive end is by himself.
Yep.
The only other person that can fill the lane is the honey badger junior.
Yep.
And if he takes the wrong angle or misses a lateral step,
he gone. The running back or the quarterback.
The
is gone.
running back can get more yards.
Yep.
So that's what I saw. And they owned that clock. And I just think JSU kept punting them the ball back, kept giving them possessions. And the defense was out there more than 80-something plays. They ain't never been out there, like that.
Yeah.
So
the closest, I think the closest game that they was out there kind of long like that was the Bama State game.
Yeah, true. But I don't think it was that much. But I noticed I haven't got into the refs, or I haven't got into the reverse touch. I mean the touchdowns that were called back. Hey, we know that happened. We saw a lot of bad stuff. So we're not using that. Just to focus on the game. That's what I actually saw. I just saw I just saw a coach that was willing to, play the ugly game.
Yeah.
Play the ugly game, man. Look, we're gonna score 4 touchdowns on you real quick, and you ain't gonna score again. Because you got one touchdown. Right. You got one touchdown because we kept getting personal fouls. You get the field goal because of what? We kept doing bonehead stuff to get you down the field to score.
Yep.
So we did that to ourselves, and that allowed you to score some points.
Yep.
And then on the flip side of that, you know what I'm saying? They say, the offensive line or however the case, it was just, wasn't synced in, but this was pretty much like they practiced though. They had troubles. They wasn't focused for like a day or two because Prime was gone and practice.
I feel like they're gonna be focused this week.
Oh yes, it's they passed the A&M game, and I think that if the game plan would be if we're up going into the third quarter by 4 touchdowns or whatever the case may be, or 5 touchdowns. Depending on how well the defense playing will depend on if Shador plays into the fourth quarter. You're coaching the game to win in 3.5 quarters, so you can pull your starting quarterback out and just deal with whatever comes with JP.
Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna segue. Let's segue into that. So we're gonna segue into this. Jackson State wins SWAC East Division again. Congratulations to the guys, to the kids, man. Haven't had this done. We haven't had this done in a minute. Like it's been like years since we had been SWAC champs. But since the division started, I think it was the Comet. I don't know if it was the Comedy era that we kind of went back to back. But let me know if somebody know about that. Kind of fact check with for a second. Don't bother me. But like I said, convincing win against Alabama A&M. The Bulldogs didn't have anything to play for. They just playing for pride. Also, the only thing I didn't like, I'm gonna tell you just like this. The only thing I didn't like about the game, as far as with A&M, is, and I know you've seen this, Sean. If you see how quick Quincy Casey got yanked out of the game because he made one small mistake for Xavier Langford, that's something I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like now, to me, it's like you should know who your quarterback is. Don't be, you mess up the kid's routine, like you mess up his flow, you know what I'm saying? You mess up everything on him when you yank him out. Because now the kid don't have that, he don't have that confidence that he can actually go back in the game. When he gets back in the game, he's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be able to be the person that he was beforehand. That's one thing I didn't like about that. And I'm gonna be, what's up, Val? I'm gonna be real. Maynard needs to go ahead and just go ahead and get a QB out of the transfer portal. If you can't find one, if you're gonna stick with Xavier Langford, maneuver that offense around him. You know, if you're gonna do RPOs, anything, everything like that, cater that offense to him. If it's gonna be, if you're gonna have Quincy Casey as your starter, make sure that you have that offense built around him. Make sure that you have sure-handed receivers that will actually catch the ball from him. Make sure that you have an offensive line that will protect him. But make sure that Quincy Casey is going to be equipped for the offense that you bring, for the offense that you have. Other than that, I do not like the switching out quarterbacks within probably like that was like the first 7 to 8 minutes of the
Hey,
game.
I'm finna it was. I agree with you, but I'm finna make it interesting.
Go ahead.
All right, so imagine um Quincy Casey not transferring and just toughening it out at Jackson State behind Shador.
Mm,
Imagine that. That would strengthen that quarterback room because
yep.
he could play lights
He could,
out with no
he could
fear.
play in that system. He could play in that system though.
And in this
And
game, it would have benefited him more had he been on the other side of the ball against A&M versus him being on A&M side and playing against the other side because he was at disadvantage. He's been at a disadvantage all year long because
yeah,
he's been playing pool, playing pool, playing pool. Yeah, you're getting a little time and you're able to get in there and get some throws or whatever, but you're on a short leash. So that leash to me, because you sat behind a quill, you would have
mm-hmm.
sat behind Shador. You
Yep,
done came out this year and been on a short leash. Jackson State, JP's been getting in games and playing.
right.
You would have been doing this as much as we seen JP, and I'm just stretching it a little bit here, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Nah,
about the same we seen of Quincy, the way the how fast he get jerked. Now he's been able to play some games and get through some things, and that's cool and dandy as well. But
mm-hmm.
for in my example, and this is hypothetical since people love to use those, you could have you
Go
would
ahead.
benefit from sitting Shador. You would benefit from sitting Shador against Alcorn because he could go out and win that game. So he would have
Yeah,
had he would have had a he would have had a great he would have had great film, better film than he has at A&M right now. But that isn't the situation. So now you're in a conundrum. You just came off a horrible season. You're you're
yep,
uh, you're up in air again because you don't know if he's going to get some type of quarterback that's going to challenge him or allow him to run that team, and then he's back on the bench again. So now your season is up in the window,
yeah.
right? You didn't missed out on potentially two SWAC championship rings and a potential Celebration Bowl championship.
Celebration mode. Yep.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
some people, I
So
agree, and then I agree with you saying. So I don't think people think would think like that. Kind
what
of
up,
playing,
Bill?
I would say playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. So I mean, but that's the way I perceive it to be. You seen these dudes how they practice. You was there with them.
Oh yeah,
You know that this
yeah,
team, and they just getting better. So you know what you was up against. You know what you was up against. So now, and like I was listening to Scotty's show, he talked, and Kofi was talking about how Willie is recruiting, how this class is going to be something serious. Well, what the hell you
yeah.
think JSU is doing right now? Do you think that they're just sitting there twiddling their thumbs and they're going to live off of what they currently have right now? No, they're not. They're doing the same thing. There's
And it's
another
kind of crazy.
upgrade in the roster that's going on, and you got a red shirt offensive guard that's 6'8", 370 pounds.
Which he's gonna lose that weight. He's gonna be about 345, 330, 335, 340.
And he just waiting to get on the field, bro. He just chilling,
We got players that's
practicing,
defensive.
going through the drills. He chilling.
You got
It's
defensive
somebody else
players
is
that ain't.
waiting too,
You
I
got,
think.
you got defensive players that ain't even hit the field, even hit the field yet. You got
Yeah.
they waiting on for Aubrey and John Huggins and Nugget to leave. Like you got real ballers out there. They are hungry to hit that field. But again, man, it's just to say like it's just to saying that Coach Prime is never satisfied. You know, he's never satisfied. And I see it like if you read it, if you look at him and you read his demeanor and you hear how he talked to players, like he's satisfied when he sees fit. And it's, to me, I'm gonna just tell just like this. It's like I'm not gonna give an example of like Greg Popovich. I give an example like Larry Brown for the used coaching the NBA. Larry Brown was like he was never satisfied because he want his team to play as one. Like everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody play as one, limit the mistakes, the turnovers, and you go out there and win the game. When he's not satisfied, when you try to hit on all phases of the game, but you missed on one, and he gets upset. Like that's what I see with Coach Prime. He reminds me of Larry Brown, or he can remind me of Bill Belichick, or he reminds me of Nick Saban. He is never satisfied, and then for him, for him to be satisfied with the recruits that he has, no, he is never satisfied. The man always say, I'm looking to replace you as we speak. I never heard no coach say anything like that, saying that looking to replace you as we speak. Coaches don't, back then coaches ain't never did that. They give the kids a chance and everything. They make sure they do what they're supposed to do. You mess up, then you out the team. And you got to work your way to get back on there. But the way he goes about, like if you really ain't into it and you not using part of his the things that he's looking for, tough, smart, fast, disciplined with character. If you're not hitting on all phases of those right there, then he's going to look to replace you. But this winning the division is all a testament of all the hard work these kids done went through, especially throughout the times right now that don't, Jackson didn't have water for a while. Just going through that, going through um, the rumblings of where Coach Prime gonna go, who he's talking to and stuff like that. So this is a testament of all things that's going on, that they endured, and they came out with one of the goals that they wanted to win the division for the SWAC, then go and win the SWAC championship, and then go and win the Celebration Bowl. So they hit on one out of three, so the other two is coming along down the line. But and also throughout after the game, we seen Aubrey Miller, linebacker, 4'5", Colt 4'5". He gets invited to the Reese's Senior Bowl. He got his invitation from the head man that's in charge of the Reese's Senior Bowl because the game is in Mobile. It is it's a good testament about Aubrey because of the simple fact that he wasn't doing what he's supposed to do during the spring. He was being a knucklehead. He was not going to class. He wasn't doing this. Wasn't doing that. Some of the teammates didn't like him at the time, but just talking to just looking at him from spring of 2021 all the way to Now, my guy he done impressed everybody. He done progressed as a man, as a player, and it's fulfilling for him to actually get this because all the hard work he has put in the last pretty much the last year and a half. You gotta really think about it. So congratulations to Aubrey Miller for getting your Senior Bowl invite. So you're gonna be in Mobile. I want to watch him while he in Mobile. On doing the draft process and everything. So I want to see what he all about. But like I said,
I don't think they done though.
I know I don't think they done either. I think it's some people it's some more people for Jackson State. They gonna
It's Ryan game. It's Ryan game invites.
Yeah.
It's them different all stars. I just want to see JSU be visited. Let me let's tackle Vail question. I just wanted to Vail. He had a question. I want to kind of knock it out real quick. There's nothing that we can do as fans about the officiating, even if we had if we created a fund. Yeah, if we created a fund to pay the referees or to send them to camps, that's something that we wouldn't be able to do. The SWAC is in charge of the officiating, so the old boy, I forget his name right now because I'm mad at him, but he would be in charge of McClellan. Yeah, we said at the same time.
The commissioner.
Yeah, the commissioner. He would have to. He would have to get them involved in NFL pro style seminars and put them through training and through off-season training so that they could continue to get better, or better yet, he needs to see what the NFL actually does with refs, because I do believe that they actually have some, not in season, but it may be some in season stuff, but out of season, they have camps and stuff like that for them to get ready for the following seasons. And they look at the rule books and how to call plays and stuff like that, because I guarantee you there's a lot of things that could go in different ways for a lot of and benefit the game. Right now, we're being robbed of big plays. We're being robbed of missed calls. We're being robbed of the full football experience because we have a plethora of SWAC reps who aren't grading out high. And I don't think whoever's in charge or who's the head officiate or who's ever responsible for how these referees grade out, I don't think that they're paying attention to that. And they're just picking favoritism, who's going to ref the SWAC championship game, when it should be who had the highest grades, who graded the highest. And accountability has to, if you got grades, accountability has to go in place with who gets the SWAC championship game, who could participate out of the MEAC and the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl, or are we going neutral referees from a whole different, a whole nother conference, right? So now you got to hire them on and pay them, right? So those grades need to be made public at some point. So we should know who the better those elite referees or those referees with the higher grades, right? Yeah, they should get like bonuses and shit. Like they should get recognized. Not only do they ref these particular games, and they're gonna get a game check out of it, but they deserve some type of SWAC award for their officiating. You know what I'm saying? Like that has to be recognized here, and that's the SWAC is a step behind that. And I'm not just talking about football. That's got to be bad. That's got to be in all SWAC collegiate sports. The top tier, the top tier guys need to be recognized, bro. Period.
I feel you. But yeah,
who the hell are they? What they look like and what's their name? I bet you we'll remember their ass because there ain't gonna be nothing about one.
So now we're gonna move on to the chaos in the SWAC West.
Oh boy.
So so man, I've already heard I read it on the NCAA because I always look at that because I look at the the rankings and then what the bracket's gonna be and stuff like that. So for right now, all I'm gonna say is Southern is mathematically eliminated from um winning the West. Even though they already got a heads up on Prairie View and they have a heads up on Alcorn, um, they not winning the West. Prairie View still sitting at 5-2 in the West. Texas Southern ain't gonna win the West either, but they can make it interesting. But if Texas Southern wins this weekend, they can actually end up with a winning record for the first time in 22 years. Some people are gonna still count that 2013 championship, SWAC championship that they had, but nah, y'all they stripped that from y'all because y'all had an ineligible player on the teams. So other than that, if you win on Saturday, you get to have a winning record for the first time in 22 years. Um, Alcorn is playing for pride, Grambling is playing for pride, and UAPB is playing just to save its soul. And yep, Valley got to cause some chaos. If Texas Southern wants to get up in there, Valley got to cause some chaos. But Texas Southern won't be able to do it because Prairie View has the tiebreaker against them. But this is all for Prairie View to lose. It's not all Prairie View to lose, but Prairie View is going to win it anyway.
Hold on. If Prairie View loses, then they're 6-5, and Texas Southern is what, 7-4.
Texas Southern be 6-5. They'll be 6-5, but because Prairie View beat Texas Southern at the beginning of the year for the Labor Day Classic.
So Texas Southern only got 6 wins right now, 5 wins.
5 wins.
I'm tripping. Why I'm thinking that they got 6 wins, right? They 6-4.
They could have been 6-4. It could have been 6-4. The game against Alabama, when they played Alabama State, they should have won that game because they had the lead in that game. They came out with a loss 16-13 in that contest. So that goes on to their conference record also. But like I said, they can be if they win Saturday against Alabama A&M, they will be 6-5. They will have a winning record, but they won't be able to represent the West in the SWAC championship game because Prairie View has all the tiebreakers except for the ones
head to head. Yeah,
they head to head. Southern all
except for Southern.
Southern got a lick on them, and then Alcorn beat them too. But
Alcorn is mathematically out.
And Alcorn is mathematically out of it.
They've been out.
Yep, because they lost to Southern.
So Alcorn and Southern are done.
Yes.
Damn. All right, so look, man. Look, here's how I see this. Shout out to Texas Southern if they could finish with a winning record. Shout out that'll be good for the West. So let's talk about this then. To stay on this same subject you're on right now.
Go ahead.
The SWAC West at the beginning of the season versus the SWAC West at the end of the season. Is this what you pictured outside of Grambling, debacle?
I would say no. Because a lot of people had Grambling being like third or fourth in the division. but I didn't see it that way. I seen them being fifth or I seen them being no higher than fourth. I actually picked Texas Southern to be. I actually picked me personally. I actually picked Texas Southern to win the West, just because Andrew Body. But like I said, the schedule that they had this season, you play Prairie View, you lose that game by 17. You turn around, you go on the road to Denton, you play North Texas, you lost to them by 25. No, what was it? 20, I think it was 59, 20 something. But lost them by 30, but they ran for like over 300 yards on you. You turn around, you came back, you actually got a win against Southern because that was the third game of the season in the Arlington Football Showdown. Fourth game of the season, you go down to San Antonio, you play a hard, good ass game in the first half against the Roadrunners, and then in the second half, the States came back and bit you in the butt. So Texas Southern has this ebb and flow, like they've been up and down all season. Sometimes Andrew might have a great game, and then other times it'd be like, what the hell is the offensive coordinator doing to this guy? So that I feel like if they would have beat Prairie View at the beginning of the season, I feel like their season probably would have been a little bit more what would have been with Prairie View. But because of the type of schedule that they had this year, I didn't see them. I looked at it and I went back and reevaluated. I was like, they might go be second in the division, or they might be third. It just all depends on. To me, like I said, it all depends on how Andrew Body plays. Because that team feeds off of him. They don't feed off of nobody else but him. But like I said, Prairie View, if they can hold on against Mississippi Valley, and we already know, because they're playing in Valley this weekend, and we already know Valley want to cause chaos. They want to spoil somebody's. Want to spoil somebody's thing. And it might have a chance to do that, but we'll see, because anybody that comes from the West is basically a sacrificial lamb playing Jackson State in the SWAC championship game. Just think about that. Y'all just think about that. Anybody from the Western Division actually wins the West, they are basically a sacrificial lamb for Jackson State. And if Jackson State and FAMU didn't even play in the beginning of the year, and they would have played probably like in the middle, it'd probably be a different story in the East. But like I said, we'll see Prairie View. Prairie View will be in Jackson in 2 weeks. So hats off to them. And so now we're gonna go down here, man. Look. All right. I know we all. I don't talk. I talk about the MEAC. Don't really talk about them that much, but I'm gonna talk about the MEAC. Why? Because North Carolina Central are the MEAC champs, and they are going to the Celebration Bowl outright. MEAC ain't got no championship game to play in or nothing like that, so they just mosey themselves along for the ride.
That's the advantage.
Yeah,
rest wise, that's the advantage, because they don't have to get ready for no other game. They just start getting ready for JSU. So their preparation for Celebration Bowl, or whoever they play in the Celebration Bowl, It started all this week.
Yep.
Nothing else matters. It's right here. It is all Celebration Bowl. Who are we more than likely to face? Okay, JSU. So let's start with the JSU film. The coaches is
Mm-hmm.
starting with the JSU film. Okay, they're running 80 plays. What is the top 10 plays GSU run every game? What is it? What is this? What is that? They're already ahead
Yeah.
of that because guess what? They can do that for whoever they playing, PV and JSU, so that they can be equally prepared. But each
Mm-hmm.
week they're just working in more and more and more and seeing what they can do against personnel. Okay, when these people in, what advantage? They have every advantage, bro. No one else is
Yep.
doing all of that. No one else is doing all of that. But it's a beautiful thing because that's what gave Buddy Pugh some advantages.
Yep.
Really, outside of JSU overlooking Buddy Pugh, and them is Coach Pugh is because it was like, all right, I know where we got a weakness at. So Houston, let's locate Houston and let's bring the tight end over there or an
Yep.
extra lineman over there. And now he has to go out. If he wants to speed rush, and he has to go outside, he got to go outside of two people.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to put the tight end over there and we're going to chip him.
Hmm.
That's what they did. Now,
Yep.
here's the thing for JSU. All right. Here's the thing for JSU. They have to adjust to that. So now there's no Houston. And we see that because when it's time to get off the field, in some instances, they get off the field. However, they ain't getting it at the higher clip that they need to be, meaning that
Right.
they're not getting the sacks that they need in droves because Gaddy is allowed a man. He's not bulling. When he needs the bull rush, he ain't bull rushing. So he don't have the tackle guessing. He's gotta know when the bull rush, when the dip rip, when the
Yep.
slap. He's gotta
Swim
he's gotta
move.
get he's gotta do all of that. All of that has to be a thing to keep the tackle guessing. Now you're back to creating havoc. Now they're shedding the running back that way. Now you know who's free? All the other damn defensive linemen that actually end up beating and winning their matchups. So you have to
Yep.
get back into that mind frame. So you know what? Just some focus has to be there. But you gotta play that game right there, man. And I think now because Houston is not there, teams are more ample to go one on one with the defensive ends and lure of thinking that their sacks are really going to come from blitz packages, which may free up somebody and lead to all of that. So
Yeah,
that's how I
I'm
see it. But the MEAC got an advantage, bro. Unless they get
yeah, and
unless they got
they
eight
got
to
they got
ten
they got
teams
advantage. They got advantage. They got a almost shoot.
a month
What
off.
their last game Central's last game is on the night this Saturday. The
We got a month.
Celebration Bowl is what? The Celebration Bowl is what? The 17th or something like
17.
that.
And the second row just opened up and they
They
already
did.
got some
They went
second row sellouts. The first row, the
oh,
bottom
a
of the
whole
bottom
month
of the
for
field is sold out.
oh my goodness. But Central would have a whole month just to scout Jackson State. A whole month. But I feel like even though they have a whole month, Jackson State would still have what 2 weeks to look at film. And I know some of these players been looking at film of Central, so it's not like these boys not looking at who they gonna play. Let me get Brian up in here, man. So my thing about that is like um we know we know that they're what I'm saying. We know that they're going to the Celebration Bowl. They got a whole damn near month of what I'm saying. It's just a whole month of that's for you, Brian. If you want to get in, being going to the bowl and scouting the team and stuff like that. And yeah, I read about that too. That the upper deck is getting open. They're opening up the upper deck, and Jackson State has a big alumni base in Atlanta, so they need to be out there full force. All the Jackson,
Bro,
all the
look,
west side of Jackson, yeah, Atlanta.
I'm at the game, but I'm just saying, if you ain't get your tickets, it's on the second level. And the way the tickets are selling, I'm talking about, all right, so let me keep it a buck. Last year,
Wait.
okay, I sat on the Jackson State side, 10 rows behind on the first level,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's where I sat. Now I can go spend $250 per ticket and just go ahead and get a club seat, and I just be right there. But I'm not gonna spend 250 unless I was by myself. Now
Yep.
the the second level is open, and they're the way that they're selling it. I mean, a few days ago, you could have bought tickets for the first level and sat on the MEAC side past goalposts.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of that is now gone. So
Ooh.
if you're going to the celebration, bro, you are now on the second level. No matter what you do, the tickets are $40
Yep.
unless you're by the club seats. If you buy the club seats, the tickets are outside the club seats. The two outside club seats are $60.
Hmm.
The club seats are $250 per person. So you got the $40 tickets, $60 tickets, 250.
Yeah.
Now, once them fill up, and they will fill up because I know black people, they're waiting until after the Alcorn game,
Yep.
after the SWAC championship game.
Game to get
Then
that shit.
2 weeks out, they're gonna buy tickets. Well, guess what's gonna happen? The closer we get to the Celebration Bowl, the more tickets that'll be sold, and they will open up the third level.
Third
This
level.
probably will be the most watched per se, like I mean the most people to watch a Celebration Bowl. This could be a sellout game. Two reasons: JSU take care of business next week, take care of business in the SWAC championship. They're playing for undefeated.
Yep.
Celebrities and all ain't missing that, and it's gonna be boatloads.
Hmm.
So if you ain't in the building, that's a personal problem, but I'm letting you know they're on the second level right now.
Yep. Make sure you get your tickets now. What's going on, Brian?
How you doing, man? It's man, a long day today. It's the first day back at work. I've been off for a while with knee problems, but I've been back at work today. Man, my age is catching up to me. I tell you, I'm surprised Sean didn't go to the Celebration Bowl with a date.
Yeah, man. Nah. I took my family was down there, bro. You know
No,
what I'm
I
saying?
know.
My family was down
Maybe
there.
because it might be. I'm saying because it's the last game, football game. You can start going
Oh
back.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Resume the relationship. Resume the relationship. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. I got family
Yeah.
down there in Warner Robins.
So yeah, man, we got and I mean Central, like I said, Central winning the MEAC champ. They winning the MEAC title, going to the Celebration Bowl. They playing Tennessee Tech this Saturday. Yeah, man, it's just a meaningless game for them. Um, basically, like it's basically a tune-up game, but they're gonna be out for like 3.5 weeks, bro. Um, um, the next one I gotta go into, man. Look, and yeah, I'm surprised about this after that ass whooping that they took by North Dakota State, but North Carolina A&T, they can win the Big South title if they beat Gardner Webb on Saturday. I don't. I'm not saying that they will win this game, but I'm saying that this game would be real competitive. They are playing at Gardner Webb, so for all the Aggies, the A&T fans out there, y'all go support y'all school because they are trying to get into the FCS playoffs. if they get it to the FCS, they win the Big South title, they in the FCS playoffs. They'll be the lone representative from that conference to play in it because nobody else is over 500. Not
Oh
even
wow.
on the web. Yeah. Not but yeah, they have been doing it. I mean, they've been doing the damn thing with Bashir Tootin and Jalen Fowler. When they made the switch to Jalen Fowler for quarterback, I think that was the best thing that actually happened for them because I don't think they would actually be able to be on that, you know what I'm saying, on this winning streak like they are now. And especially since they beat the brakes off of Campbell during on that homecoming game. Yeah, I've already knew. And then I'm gonna tell people this. I've already told people this. Campbell is not the team that everybody was thinking that they were. Campbell always has been since they brought the team. You know the since football started with them, they have been a below average team. They have not been above 500 in their existence. For all Mike Miller has done, and understandably so, they have not been above 500, and especially since he's been the head coach. Yes, he can recruit his ass off, but my guy has not. This team has not been above 500. This school has never been above 500. They ain't never been to the postseason. They are a below average team. I just want to get that out there. And I kept preaching this to people. People were looking at me crazy, like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I know what I'm talking about. Look, just go back and look at the records. Look at his record and Coach Mintz's record. Not saying that he can't coach because he can, but look at his records. Look at the times where they didn't have a dynamic quarterback. Because Malik Williams got hurt last season, they went with a backup. I think it was either 5-6 or 4-7, or 3-8, something like in that range. Look at them this year. They had Malik. He played majority of the season. He gets hurt. They basically went in the tank. So let's everybody. I want everybody to get off the Campbell train. Let's get off the train.
So you're saying when the quarterback Haj Malik gets injured, the team goes downhill?
The team goes downhill. But even before he even got there, the team has never been above 500. I told that several times to several people. They have never been above 500. Understandably so, the way that they destroyed Central when they played them, they jumped off on them early and they didn't let Central even get into some sort of a groove. You're talking about they had an offensive line where they tackles average over 300, almost 350 pounds. But them jokers was slow. They was big and slow. That's it. And if they get them, like if they put their hands on you, if this is a run play, they put their hands on you. You're lunch meat. You was lunch meat. They are driving you into the ground. But what I'm saying is, just look at the team. They was not ready for this. They wasn't built for this. They might be built for it next season, but they wasn't built for it this season.
That was my question I was going to ask to you, because they look really good. You know what I mean? Sometimes on film they look really, really good, and then after sometimes they you know what I mean, they don't. So you're probably 100% right. So next year is the really telltale sign for his program then, with all the recruiting classes that came in over the last 2 years. So would that be accurate?
That would be accurate. Like, you have to put, like, literally, he has to put it together to I won't even say to save his job because I think his job was all his job was fine anyway. But he had to put it together to where it's like, okay, like we really
It's going in the
need
right direction.
going in the right direction. Like they are 4-6. They're playing Delaware State at the end of the season this Saturday. Delaware State is stingy on defense, but they can't move the ball on offense that much. And my thing is, like, if you're going to win this game, you got to go back to what you have to go back to what your formula was early in the season. And like, let's discount the William and Mary loss, the East Carolina loss, because I really don't worry about that. But you jumped on North Carolina Central. Charleston Southern is trash. Robert Morris is garbage. And then you go play Jackson State for their homecoming, and Jackson basically dominated you up front, like literally up front. So, and then after that, you play North Carolina A&T. North Carolina A&T was on fire. They've been on fire for the whole time. So it's like you got them while they on fire. Like you can't withstand that. And then your run defense is not all that great either. And in that game, I'm gonna tell you like this: that game, the pat like Fowler passed for 233 yards. He only had one interception. He had 2 touchdown passes, but Shul Tootin had 2 rushing touchdowns and 256 yards on the ground. It's going to take probably about another recruiting class to even get this team up to par. And I think they're moving into. I'm thinking they're moving into the CAA next season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like they're like.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
You have to be able, especially for next season, if you're moving up to another conference, like you have to be able to find a way to actually get yourself going. And I just don't see it happening. Because now if you get to the CAA, it's dog eat dog up in that conference. You're talking about a William and Mary that's 9-1. You're talking about a Delaware that's middle of the in the conference standings, but they 7-3 overall. You're talking about a New Hampshire team that Central went up there and beat handily, but you're still talking about a New Hampshire team that is ranked and they can put together a good you know what I'm saying, put together a good team. But like you're talking about a lot, like, and I'm trying to see if they are going into the CAA. So they got to get their lunch pail ready, man, because I think and they're gonna have to deal with North Carolina A&T next season too, because they're moving up there next season. So in the end, man, in the end, they have to be able to recruit and to put a team all around, and they have to have a good, capable, reliable backup quarterback just in case a dynamic quarterback gets injured. They have to have one that's just as dynamic as he is. So, it's all a way to see about Campbell. No, go ahead.
Well, with any program, it's like with any program, what do you do is you build your team. You usually try to build your offensive defensive line. You know what I mean, the trenches. Then you start going outside your skill players, and then you obviously your quarterback is the vital part of it, everything. And then after you build your depth, And so what you got to do is build your depth, because if somebody gets injured, we've seen that this week when Shador got injured. You know what I mean? The team, lucky they had to leave because they couldn't score any more points when he got out. So that's important for any team, is building their depth. So with Campbell, uh, what I think what you're saying is that they have to build identity, and what identity are they building? Are they going to be a passing
Right.
team, a running team? You know what I mean? So that's the nature of the conversation. I think is what kind of team are they trying to build, and then after, because obviously he's a defensive guy, so he'll probably put more emphasis on his defensive part of his units, on his teams, I should say. But yeah, definitely, if you have a quarterback that goes down and it has a tendency to be injured, like you said, in consecutive years, and all of a sudden your team falters, so you've definitely got to build your depth in your quarterback. So that second string quarterback is, you want 1A and 1B, per se. So your
Mhm.
team, it just next man up kind of mentality, where you get like you had in the Cowboys. Rush came in. He's not as good as Doc, but he came in and filled the role, and he kept kept the ball moving.
I'm gonna tell you just like this with Campbell overall, their overall record since they brought football back in the modern era is 54-96. And you telling me that they're gonna try to win they were gonna try to win the conference? Nah, that wasn't happening. That wasn't happening. But like I said, North Carolina A&T is playing Gardner Webb this Saturday for the Big South title. If they win the game, they get the at-large bid for the FCS playoffs. Uh, I don't know if they got enough money, they'll put it in. If they want to host the game, if not, they'll probably be on the road. But I think that'll be the best thing for them. And also let people know, I did hear this from Blue. Blue did tell me that the NCAA does give the schools money when that school is traveling on the road, so they're not lacking. You know, the whole school is basically lacking because NCAA is going to take that money that they put in for the pot and also probably the 70% of the ticket sales. Um, but it's all going to be it's going to be a good playoffs that's coming around, because I want to see all the teams that's going to be up there. I want to see all the teams that's going to make it. If y'all haven't watched it, y'all watch the Sacramento State team, man. That team is good. Like they are damn good. And South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, they are good too. So they are the number one team in the FCS right now. Even though Sac State is undefeated, which that makes no sense whatsoever. But football for the playoffs coming around. Also, man, my last one for the night, and then I'm gonna get ready to shut it down. I'm giving it up for the D2 schools, because I been talking. Look, how long I've been talking about D2 schools, Brian? For a while, since I
Yeah,
kind
you're
of
talking for a
went
while.
live.
You've been talking, especially Benedict, up since I think, I remember when I first got on with when they played Albany, even before that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna give my shout outs to Benedict, Virginia Union, and Fayetteville State. So Benedict won the SIAC championship. Fayetteville State won the CIAA championship, and Virginia Union is going in as the runner-up in the CIAA. They're all in the playoffs. Benedict
Congratulations.
had Benedict gets a first round bye, y'all.
Yeah.
Benedict Benedict gets a first round bye in the D2 playoffs. I think I have the brackets on my phone. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Yep. So they had a selection show yesterday. Um and like I said, in the super region, the region that they in, region 2 for the super region, Benedict does have the bye week. Virginia Union is playing Wingate. So I'm gonna just tell y'all this: the winner of this game, the winner of Virginia Union versus Wingate, goes on to play Benedict. Another exciting game, like I said, coming up is Fayetteville State versus Delta State. Delta State is the number 2 team in this region. So I don't know. I'm trying to see if they are playing in Mississippi or in Fayetteville. And I think they're playing they're playing in Mississippi. They're playing in Cleveland, Mississippi. So we need to watch out for that game too, because that should be an exciting game too. Because if they win that, they'll play the winner between University of West Florida and Limestone. So we want to get these teams the much due respect, the much due love that they should have. The number 1 overall team in the playoff is Grand Valley State. They are a juggernaut, so y'all need to watch them too. Even though yes, it's up in Michigan, they play a good brand of football up there. So yeah, we got, and then you got your usual suspects over here. Winona State, Bemidji State, Minnesota State, Wayne State from Nebraska, Pittsburgh State, Ferris State, Northwest Missouri State, which they are no strangers to the playoffs, and Ouachita Baptist out of Louisiana. It's going to be some good football this weekend, and then also we got next weekend the Bayou Classic, the Turkey Day Classic, and then you got the start of the playoffs. You got the start of the playoffs coming up. Oh yeah, man. Hey, I'm gonna get this. Me and Mike just brought it up too. He just brought it up too. Swag basketball. Shout out to Alcorn and Texas Southern on their big wins this past weekend against Power 5 schools. Alcorn went to Wichita, Kansas. They went up there and beat Wichita State. I forgot what the score was. I know it was close. And Texas Southern went out to Tempe, Arizona.
I wonder if they fired the coach. Hey Doc, I wonder if they fired the coach of Arizona State in basketball.
Nah. If they have a horrible season, then they will. Yeah. But other than that, man, shout out to them, man. We gonna give some praises, because again, after the Celebration Bowl, we're gonna segue into, after the SWAC championship game, we're gonna segue into college basketball, and we're gonna get into the HBCU college basketball going on. Like, we need to give these kids love too, just as much love that we give for the football players. We're gonna give these boys and these ladies love too in college basketball. But like I said, to the D2, to Benedict, Virginia Union, Fayetteville State, man, shout out to y'all. Hope y'all come back. Hope y'all be successful in the playoffs. Even though if Virginia Union wins, they have to play Benedict, in which I would want to see that matchup right there. I hate the fact that it will be in the second round, but I would love to see that matchup right there, y'all. Also, man, I'm gonna tell you just like this. I just found out earlier about the 3 football players from the University of Virginia that was gunned down.
Wow.
That was gunned down. This I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but let's keep them boys. Let's keep that school in our hearts and our prayers and stuff like that, because those guys did not deserve to lose their lives at an early age, y'all.
Yeah, this is something that's happening way too often. You know, we're just killing each other. You know, it's I first time I heard about this. Like I said, I've been at work, back to work, and I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything on my my notification or something like that. And my heartfelt condolences go to the family. I know we always say thoughts and prayers, but we got to stop this violence, man. We really do. It just is. It's you know, we want to share cheer, we want to hear joy, we want to hear great stories, uplifting stories that not only uplift us physically and spiritually. We want to hear stories that uplift our communities, and you know what I mean, and hear great stories that are coming out of communities and players, young men that are getting their education and you know for the future. Now these families are devastated, you know, on all sides. This breaks my heart. It really does.
So the three players that lost their lives to on Sunday. This was late Sunday night. Devin Chandler is from Virginia Beach. Lavelle Davis Jr. from South Carolina, and Deshaun Perry from Miami. Uh, Also, it was two other students that were wounded in the attack, and they're being treated. So let's make sure we get these guys. Um, like let's make sure that we have put on our thoughts and our hearts and minds. Uh, you know, with these kids right here, because remember, even though yeah, they're college man, y'all gotta remember, we still have to remember they are still kids. They are still kids, you know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy that these kids not gonna be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor and even just go and tell their kids about the times when they were playing football, and tell them about the football, their gridiron great stories uh, that we used to hear from when we watched Married with Children with Al Bundy. So um So yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I said, man, it's crazy. We just need to stop all this killing and stuff right here, especially right before holiday season get ready, coming up. Um, so man, just tell somebody that's close to you, tell your family member that you love them, because you never know when you'll be able to see them again. Other than that, man, I have nothing going on this weekend. I was thinking about going to see Tennessee State play and in Commerce in football, but I'm gonna scratch that because Tennessee State has not been good for the last 5 weeks. They have been playing horrible, atrocious football. Um, but getting ready for, like I said, getting ready for a holiday season. So get ready to stuff my face with Thanksgiving food and everything. But like I said, I'm gonna shout out to my wife who's on, making sure she checking on me, even though I did say it was gonna be a 45-minute show. We kind of ran our course, but
We know you by now, Doc.
yeah, but I did say I was gonna keep it 45 minutes.
Yeah,
I was gonna try
yeah,
to keep 45 minutes, but
yeah.
it was a good show tonight. Sean, what you got going on, man?
Hey man, I'm just tapping in, waiting on some great football to end the year, and then we have to figure out something else to argue about.
We got basketball coming. We got basketball. Shoot, we can argue about that.
Well, look like
we
we're
can
gonna be
we
arguing
can
that.
argue. We can argue about basketball. Then we got your recruiting. Who gonna go here? But I leave that to Bliss City Pop. I leave that to Kobe. That's his forte right there. I don't want to impede on his domain right there. But other than that, man, look, It was great. It was great for y'all to come along with me, man. We still gonna argue about we can argue about the basketball. We can argue about some of the things like we always do, things about what these schools need to have. Uh, just simple things like what we need to have for the schools, how we need to get it, where we need to go get it at, and stuff like that. We need to do it just like that. Anything what you got, Brian, other than you going back
Well,
to the job?
back to the back to the grind with busy season in retail. You know how that is, and yeah, it's just just getting ready for Saturday. What time is the game Saturday, anyways? By the way, the
Game
JSU game.
Saturday. It's I think it's an afternoon game, even though they got lights. So
Yeah,
they got
yeah.
lights.
I hope
So
I get home. I hope I get home for the game because, like I said, I'm working back to work, and so I hope not. If not,
2 o'clock game. It's on ESPN Plus.
okay. So I'll catch that. Well, that's about it then. Hey, Sean, I got a question. Now I know we know your rules for football season. Does that carry over to basketball season?
Hell no.
My man said
I,
he said he in a relationship after the
I'm
celebration
all
bowl.
in, baby. I'm all
How you
in.
celebration bowl? He said after the Super Bowl. He said after the Super Bowl he is back on. He's back on the
No, no,
water,
no, no,
y'all.
no. Just college. College. It
just
only
college. Yeah,
applies for
yeah, yeah,
college.
yeah.
Oh, shit, we still got.
Well,
We still got.
for a
Still
nightcap.
got.
Uh,
Yeah,
I watched that Jackson State game like about 3 or 4 times, and I still don't see a penalty on that kickoff return by Coleman.
we'll never see it. We already went over them refs, man.
Yeah.
But hey, man.
No, but I had to just throw that out there.
Oh yeah. Hopefully, if I can find somebody's video and I'm gonna credit them without me getting flagged for doing an actual damn breakdown of a video. Try to do a breakdown of Alcorn tomorrow, and I'll do that tomorrow afternoon. If not, I just have to kind of take pictures and see what I can do with that. But all right, Mike, you have a good one. Y'all have a good one, man.
Have a good
Be
one.
back on here tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. Make sure that y'all like the stream, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU OverDrive. Make sure you become a member of the hottest HBCU podcast that's on YouTube right now. All right. And for everybody that's on here, y'all be safe, stay warm, be blessed, and stay dangerous. Peace.